Hello Sunday, Tanner, scene 1, take 1.
Is my hair just turbo dumb right now? I got a perm for a character and I feel like I look like my grandma.
Hello everybody and welcome to Studio C. Woo! You get down here right now or I'm So, and he goes back here. You made it look way cooler.
I've known I've wanted to be an actor since I was 7.
Look at that guy.
Here's cast member Tanner. He loves eating corn dogs and being a lunatic. He also has Tourette's.
Yeah, my Tourette's doesn't define me. This does.
Tourette's is the anti-acting disorder. If you think about, the definition of acting, it's a career choice that requires you to be in full control of your voice and your body.
Your wife's name is...
My wife!
And I have a disorder that exclusively affects my control of my voice and body. My question at a very early age was, why would I be given this problem and also be given the desire to do something that feels the complete opposite? Tourette syndrome is a neurological disorder. My brain is overactive with the responses it sends to my body. Because of that, I have these things called tics. Doesn't listen.
The part of Tourette's that the media assumes, I think, is like the vast majority is, yelling swear words. And I won the genetic lottery because I have that type of Tourette's. My Tourette's first started manifesting when I was about 7. I was on stage in my first musical. My dad, this is why I believe in miracles, 10 years before I was born, to get his PhD in psychology, his final 100-page thesis paper was on Tourette's syndrome. And my dad leans over to my mom and he just goes, I think Tanner has Tourette's. And my mom's like, I think you're right. When I was going through puberty, the physical tics got so intense that people thought I was having a seizure. My body would take over. I would just start hitting myself as hard as humanly possible. I would have welts the size of baseballs on my chest. It was really tough because I wanted to accomplish things. I wanted to do things. I wanted to be an actor, and I wasn't even able to stand up in rehearsal without my body just folding in on itself. When I was in my really dark place, when I was at my low point, it felt like there was radio silence when I prayed or when I tried to talk to God. Like I was a sinner and guilty just because of my surplus of mental disorders. I started to have this question of why would God create this? This thing, that everyone told me God gave me was something that I didn't even feel like I was worthy to have and sit in church. When my Tourette's first started manifesting, we're saying the opening prayer in church, and the only bad word that my 8-year-old brain knew was coffee. So I start yelling coffee at the top of my lungs over and over again. I was like, coffee, coffee, and I just bolt out of the congregation. And my bishop comes out and he came up to me and he was like, hey, I just want you to know something. And because he could tell I was embarrassed, he came up to me and he just goes, Tanner, please don't stop coming to church. And he goes, you're the only reason some people still come. Most people are more than understanding of it, but I was still terrified. People would laugh at me. Remember my first days at school and the first week, I was so scared of not being accepted. I sat down to this kid. I just kind of looked over to him and I said, hey man, I'm Tanner. I have Tourette's, so I might swear at some point. I hope that doesn't bother you. And he looked at me and it's the first time anyone ever said this to me. He goes, this is the coolest thing I've ever heard. You want to be friends? And it was the first time I didn't feel alone. I think that just explaining it to people, telling people, being open about it is a really great shortcut to compassion.
We're doing a sketch about Tourette's. We're all getting sorted into our Hogwarts houses. We're Hogwarts students. And the hat gets put on my head and gets sorted into the Tourette's house, which isn't a house.
Tourette syndrome.
So that's not a Hogwarts house. That's like a neurological disorder.
Yes, but you have it.
Yep, I know. No, I have it. Thank you.
My great question growing up of like, why did God give me this? Why do I have this? I didn't get this answer immediately. I didn't get this sort of resounding thing. I was just subtly reminded of what I wanted to do. I like to make people laugh. I like to give people an escape.
Go back to rage.
I found out that there is a way not only for Tourette's to not be a detriment, but to be a net gain with my performances and with my acting.
Elbow drop.
Tourette's forced me to think outside the box, and so it slowly became this superpower.
Tanner saved us. 10 points to Tourette's.
It's interesting to see kind of who's affected me and who I've affected and how kind of these strands of my life came together in a way that I saw that God was trying to make me an instrument to do something good. And that's what it is. I truly, truly, truly do not think I would even be close to where I'm at had God not, put his hand in my life, had there not been a true divine intervention. Everything that I was asking for, the one thing that I was praying to go away, is the one thing that gave me what I was looking for.